You sit down to study, you open your book. You read the first page, then you check your phone, just for a minute, one short video, then another. And suddenly 30 minutes are gone, you look at your book, nothing has changed, and now you feel guilty. So you promise yourself, I'll start properly tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes the next day, and the next day, until your exam is only a few days away, and you're desperately trying to finish months of work. Pile of unfinished books. Exam paper appears, screen goes black. Sound familiar? Then watch this. Here's something you need to understand. You might think you're lazy. You're not. At least that's probably not the real problem. Your brain is constantly surrounded by things designed to grab your attention. Short videos, games, notifications, messages, memes, everything is competing for your attention. And studying? Studying requires you to sit with one thing even when it isn't immediately exciting. So the goal isn't to suddenly become a person who loves studying for 6 hours. The goal is to make studying easier to start. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Don't study harder. Study smarter. Here's your first rule. When you don't feel like studying, don't tell yourself, I need to study for 3 hours. Your brain hears 3 hours and immediately wants to escape. Instead, tell yourself, just 10 minutes. That's it. Set a timer. Put your phone away. Open the book and work for 10 minutes. You don't need motivation. You just need to begin. Because starting is usually harder than continuing. And once those 10 minutes are over, you might realize, I can keep going. 10 minutes, that's your starting point. Now let's talk about the biggest distraction, your phone. You might think, I'll keep it beside me, but I won't touch it. Good luck. Your brain notices it, even when you're not using it, so don't depend on willpower. Change your environment. Put your phone in another room. Turn on Do Not Disturb. Give it to your parents, or simply put it somewhere you can't reach easily. Because every time you check your phone, you're not just losing those 30 seconds. You're also breaking your concentration, and getting back into deep focus takes time. So make one simple rule: when I study, my phone is away. Remove the distraction. Don't fight it. Now here's a mistake almost every student makes. They read and read and read, then close the book and think, I know this, until the exam begins, and suddenly nothing. Why? Because reading something repeatedly doesn't guarantee that you'll remember it. Instead, use active recall. Read a section, close the book, then ask yourself, what do I remember? Try explaining it without looking. If you forget something good, you've just found exactly what you need to revise. Open the book, check it, close it again, try again. That's studying, not staring at a page for an hour. Read, close, recall, check. So remember this 3-step system. 1. Learn, understand the concept, read your textbook, watch a lecture if you need one, ask questions. 2. Recall, close the book. Explain what you learned. Write what you remember. 3. Practice. Solve questions, do examples, test yourself. Because understanding something and being able to solve an exam question are 2 different things. The more you practice retrieving information, the easier it becomes to remember it when the exam actually matters. There's another trap students fall into. I'll study when I feel motivated. Don't. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you'll want to lie in bed and do absolutely nothing. That's normal. Successful students aren't motivated every day. They simply have a routine. Maybe you study from 5 to 6. Maybe 6 to 7. Maybe you start with just 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. Pick a time and make it your study time. Eventually, your brain starts recognizing that time as. This is when we work. You don't need to feel motivated. You just need to show up. Discipline, motivation. Here's another simple change. Stop writing goals like, study science. That's not a task, that's a subject. Instead, make your goals specific. Not, study maths, but complete 10 polynomial questions. Not, study biology, but learn plant tissues and recall the definitions. Now your brain knows exactly what to do, and every time you complete a task, you get a small win. Small wins create momentum. Momentum makes studying easier. Do not make to-do lists like, study maths, study science, study English. Transform it into, solve 10 maths questions. Recall 2 science topics. Revise 5 English questions. Now imagine this. Your exam is next week. You haven't finished the syllabus. You're panicking. You open your textbook, look at the number of chapters, and feel completely overwhelmed. Stop. Take a sheet of paper. Write down every chapter. Then divide them into 3 groups. A, I know it. B, I partly know it. C, I don't know it. Start with C, then B, then quickly revise A. Don't waste hours creating the perfect timetable. And don't spend the entire evening worrying about how much you have left. You don't need to finish everything right now. You only need to finish the next task. Don't think about everything. Think about the next task. And if you've recently received bad marks, listen carefully. One bad test doesn't mean you're stupid. One low score doesn't decide your future. It simply shows you what you need to improve. Instead of saying, "I'm bad at maths," say, "I haven't mastered this yet." That one word matters. Yet, because the student who scores 50 today can score 80 tomorrow. The student who scores 80 can reach 90, but only if they use their mistakes as feedback instead of using them as a reason to give up. Your marks are a result. Your habits create the result. So if you want different results, start changing the habits. "I'm bad at this." Then it changes to, "I haven't mastered this yet." Practice questions, mistakes corrected. Progress graph slowly rising. So here's your challenge, and I want you to actually do this. Not tomorrow, not next Monday, today. After this video ends, put your phone away. Pick one topic. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Learn, close the book, recall, then practice. That's it. You don't need to become a completely different person tonight. You don't need to study for 10 hours. You don't need the perfect timetable. You just need to take the first step. Because one focused 10-minute session can become 30 minutes. 30 minutes can become an hour. An hour can become a habit. And a habit repeated for months can completely change your results. So remember, don't wait for motivation. Don't chase perfection. Don't compare your journey to someone else's. Just get 1% better every day. Start with 10 minutes. Your future self is built by what you do when nobody is watching. So close this video, put the phone away, and start 10 minutes. That's all you need. Start now, 10 minutes. No excuses. Your marks can change. Your habits have to change first.